There's a culture within this industry, the rigging industry, that MEI breaks the mold on.
Of all the places I've worked with in the last 20 years, I actually feel like I'm at her here.
Couldn't ask for a better company. If you want to make a career, you can.
What do you do for a living? And we're like, well, I set really heavy stuff that nobody else can set. There's just nothing like it. There's not a lot of feelings in the world that'll give you something to rest your hat on at the end of every single day.
Riggers and millwrights, I feel that they help make the world go round, because I feel like without people that can move equipment, there is no industry.
It's so much fun some days. We drive forklifts in hospitals. Who gets to do things like that, you know? We get to go and do some of the coolest things, some of the coolest places you'll ever see.
I wanted to be home more often instead of 1 or 2 days a week. You know, steady job, local job. Found a position here and signed on as a driver here, moving the equipment around, and worked my way into the field on a rigging crew.
On a day-to-day, we basically start the day getting everything organized, all of our tools, our equipment. We try to load up everything the day before.
Make sure the truck is loaded correctly. You have to travel to the location. You do a brief of the task, the job, the machine.
Our meeting, make sure everybody understands and make sure everybody knows the safety that you gotta go through and the hazards you gotta go through. And then everybody sign off on it.
And then go out and have the adventure. It's gonna be anything from moving a crate to standing up fuselage. It's so different every day.
As a rigger, you're going to go to a ton of different places. Assembling a factory, a hospital, you could work in the airport. You're not going to the same job every day.
Whether we're using a crane to pick a 100,000-pound generator or we're just doing some forklift work with pallets, there's a good range of what we're going to be doing that could be very different on any given day.
Some days you're just relocating equipment on site. Some days we're removing equipment, we're installing equipment, you know. I mean, we're movers, so we're moving something pretty much. Today, something's getting moved.
Chains, binders, shackles, straps, a bunch of rigging, a bunch of big pieces moving. As you can expect to see that every day.
Once that work is all said and done, get with the customer, make sure that they're appeased in our performance, clean up and head out and call it a day.
The feeling that you get being able to control something that big or heavy, and to me it's better than a ride at Six Flags.
I find it amazing how we go into different warehouses, shops, and the workers, they will come up to you and say, how are y'all gonna move that machine? You don't have the room, or do you know how much that machine weighs? After we get the machine in or out, they'll come back to, man, y'all guys, man, y'all great, y'all got the job there.
I just have the most fun here. There's no real other trade that I've worked in that's like this one. Every day is kind of like a big puzzle to me, and I enjoy the challenge. So to be able to come in and actually challenge myself every day with something new it's engaging. It definitely takes a certain kind of person, but if you kind of land in that field, a certain type of person, there's nothing else that you'll enjoy more than this field of work.
Equipment means a lot. They like to have air conditioning. They like to have AM, FM. It's nice when we pull up on a job and you pull up with these nice trucks and this nice equipment and everybody's pointing and, look at that. Man, your truck looks great.
It's been, for me in particular, life-changing to be able to buy a house or to provide the way that I want to be able to provide for my family and not have to travel out of state, not have to spend months away from my wife and daughter.
We can work a lot of hours if we want, talk to people and they'll be like, hey, how many hours you guys get to work? And they'll be like, as many as we want. Like, nobody ever gonna tell you, no, you can't work. it's always gonna be work, you know. So it's up to you if you wanna, you know, if you want the money, it's there.
Anyone that's willing to learn, pay attention, work safe, come to work on time, you can advance in this company.
You can come in as a rigger trainee and move all the way up to foreman, project manager, sales, you know, warehousing.
They've given me every tool that I needed, from the training on site in the classroom, BKMs, to hands-on training, and management has stepped in and given me every opportunity to grow and learn more as I wanted.
I built a life here. I started here as a hand with next to nothing, newborn kids, and we went from having nothing to having a life. And MEI made that happen. You get what you put in.
It's the safest company I've personally ever worked for.
The safety culture is critical in this particular part of the construction industry, specifically with rigging, because you are handling and moving large pieces of equipment that are not fixed in place already. You're moving them into where they're going to be fixed in place.
Everybody has the right to stop a job, you know, come together, talk about it, figure out what we need to do differently, and then re-execute. Basically, you're putting your safety in other guys' hands. You know, you just build a trust and a bond, somewhat unbreakable.
This is not like a job. This is like a family. It's a family, from the office to the labors all the way around.
You're truly friends. You're gonna spend time in the trucks, traveling, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna joke, and you're getting paid for it. Paid well.
I'd highly recommend it if this is something that intrigues you. Maybe you'll fall into a career that you love.
It's been a ride, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
This isn't a job. It's our life. It's our passion. It's what we love. At the end of the day, we wouldn't be anywhere else.